Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new episode of All the Mods 9 to the Sky. A couple of things I want to show you very quickly, guys. So let me show you. Follow along if you wish. Yeah, you follow along. And let me show you what we got in stock today. Of course, remember in the last episode we went to the yeah, that was interesting indeed. But look at this. I make this energy condenser setup in here, which I think is pretty interesting. And I have different things going on because one thing that I'm going to do is to change a bit the way these things look. So we have a stripped acacia logs in here. I have plenty of diorite. Look, my goodness, we have so much diorite. We have plenty of calcite as well, which goes very well with the diorite. We have a deep slate, as you can see, and certainly we have basalt as well. I think the contrast is going to be very nice to do some building, and it's very simple. Simply what we done is get a generator tier 5, a cobalt generator that is. I set up some item pipes all the way along, and then in each individual energy condenser chest, I place the things that I want to EMC. So that is as simple as that, as you can see here. Let me grab some of those, because as you can see, this is just struggling there a bit. My goodness, how cool is that? So, of course, you can actually have as many chests as you want, and obviously you can actually double decker if you like with item pipes behind, whatever you want, and you can actually EMC whatever you want. I thought in giving you a little tip in how to do this a bit quickly, so there you go. That is one of the tips that I have for you today. Something else that I want to show you today, well, we are going to start working a bit with a laser IO, and as you can see, I already have this little setup. Now, you will remember that we actually converting energized steel by combining gold ingots and iron ingots, if you remember that. So the only issue with that is that we had to do it manually. So let me explain what I have done in here. So if you want to have this little tiny setup, very helpful, and of course it works with more recipes as well, you can follow along. You remember we have these energized rods. We have upgraded to basic, and I have 4 of those attached, of course, to the basic universal cable, just to power it up from the power that we have from a few episodes back, of course, from the generators in here, as you can see. Okay, so until then, well, I think it's easy. You know, we have 4 of those, and that's it. Now we have the energizing orb as well, which, by the way, don't put too far away, otherwise the lasers won't reach. So I think that 1 block or 2 blocks will be more than enough. And then I have attached item pipes to a chest, where we are going to get all the results of the recipes, as you can see in here. But this is what really changed the mechanism a bit, the laser node, which I think is pretty cool. So a couple of simple things before we start with it. One of them, of course, is that you can actually right click on it. You can come to this little cog in here item, and you can actually change the color of it should you want to. And this is the preview of the color if you want. So I don't know, let's make something different in here, some type of blue, maybe even green. What about the green one? Apply, and now the color has changed. So you can actually play with that should you want to, well, to go with your theme, should you want to do that as well. So very simple. And then, of course, we have a barrel I put in here where we are going to place, of course, all the materials that we need. So say, for example, I put those in that one and that one in that one. You can see now that has come to the energizing orb, and now we have more energized steel. Very cool little process. So one thing that we need to consider when we do these things is how we are going to tell the energizing orb just to take one at a time, 1 ingot at a time, following the recipe. But this is where the laser IO comes into play. And not too sure why I'm hearing some music, but that, my friends, I think is going to be one. Oh yeah, I think it's going to be one of those mobs. Yeah, it's going to be one mob. Oh my goodness. And oh, there he is. Come on, you need to go. Go away. Oh my goodness, we need to get rid of this guy. Come on, go away. Oh my goodness. As you can see, not too sure this guy is doing it here, but one thing I know is that I'm going to die in a minute if I'm not careful. Oh my goodness. Okay, we need to get rid of him very quickly. Oh no. Okay, let me get. Oh no. I'm going to die in here, my friends. I'm going to die. Oh no. Well, that was very, very close. Let me get some food very quickly. Okay, so let's see if we can actually finish this guy somehow, wherever he is. Not too sure. Oh, okay. I think that we killed him. Oh my goodness. Did we kill him? Oh, not too sure. We killed him or disappeared or what's going on here? My goodness. Okay, well, there you have it. It came through the portal, by the way, I believe. So I'm pretty sure there is that. Anyway. All right, so let me carry on a second with a laser I/O mechanism that we created, which I think is very important if you want to create something similar. As you saw, we left it right here into the barrel, but now we need to tell the laser node to filter certain items to create certain recipes. So that was the point in doing that. So one really cool thing that Laser I/O has implemented not that long ago is these little tabs that anything that you connect to it is going to tell you where it's connected to. For example, my barrel is going to be this one, is connected to the east, which it gives you a good reference of where everything is connected. Now, the actual Energistics node is to the west, which is going to be the opposite way, obviously. And we have, of course, down is going to be downwards, so that is going to be the polished diorite, which is the floor in this case. And yeah, anything else that you connect to it will tell you what it is. So that is pretty cool. So on the west side, we have an item card. And these item cards are not that difficult to make, as you can see. So you know what, let me make one very quickly, I think, so you guys can see how this is done, should you want to do it. One thing that we are going to need in here is the logic chip. And to do that, we are going to need a raw logic chip. And to do that, we are going to need a block of quartz, I think. And actually, we can actually get some of those going. And I think that we have some of those. Yeah, look at that. We can actually create 2 of those. Back to it again. Okay, guys, as you can see, now we can create a block of quartz. I'm going to get 2 or 3 of those, maybe even 4. Thank you very much. And we are going to go back to the item card. And now, my friends, I think that we can actually create the raw logic chip to create a logic chip. So with that in mind, we have 4 of those. Now we can create the logic chip. Of course, it's going to be, my goodness, see, we can actually make this happen. We need to smelt it, by the way. So once we have the raw logic chip, well, we need to go to the smelter. So let's grab that very quickly. Raw logic chip. I'm going to get one of those. Maybe, yeah, let's go just one of those, I think. Let's go to the smelter very quickly. Oh, we have some company as well. Oh, we have a nice helmet in here, my friend. Come on, go away. There you have it. It'll sort it. So let's go to the smelter very quickly. And then we are going to smelt these things. So put it on the iron furnace or whichever furnace you have or whichever smelting system you have. And now we have the logic chip in here. So it's actually quite simple to make, as you can see. Not that difficult at all. And now we can actually create the item card, which I'm going to make an additional one. And just that. So let's go back to the system very quickly. And by the way, this mob, the Witcher skill, look, gave us another apotheosis piece of gear. So that's pretty cool as well. We're going to have to look into those in a minute because we are fully diamond. But Skyblock, yeah, is brutal. So that's what I'm trying to say. We are going to have to look into that. So back again. Now the west side, of course, we have the item card, which we already created. Right click on it. And what you want to do is to click on the insert extract button. Click on insert, as you can see here. And then, of course, you are going to tell the node to accept a gold ingot and iron ingot. That is the way it's going to be filtered. Thank you very much. And it's going to be pretty cool because once you've done that, automatically it's going to filter those items for that specific recipe. So very, very important as well. We have a counter filter in here as well, which you can actually modify. So very important you have that one in there. And yeah, I mean, in a sense, it's just that. It's just not difficult at all. Right click on it and you have all these things that you have. One thing that you can do as well is that select channels so you have more than one laser node. What that means with that is that when you create certain recipes, well, it will actually link to a certain node. So that's something very cool that you can do with that. Now we are going to do anything at this point with this stage with that because it becomes more complicated. And my aim of doing all these series is to make it as simple as possible for you guys like me that, you know, we are getting old and we want the simplified version of doing things. But in a sense, this is what it is. So we have a barrel where you're going to insert, of course, you stuff in here. As you can see, now it's going to go back, comes to the node, comes through the pipe, and then we have an additional 2 energies still. So there you have it. It works very, very well. You can do that as well. So you want to, you can change the colors as well as we saw you earlier on. We have a barrel here to put everything in. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. So that is the way that I modified a bit this thing. So what is next, guys? Well, one other thing that I would like to create in this episode, guys, is a experience crystal, because as you can see, we have 40 levels of experience. And one thing that I'm starting to notice is that the mobs, yeah, they're quite strong actually, because usually apotheosis mobs, and you know, we can die anytime. And one thing that we can do to avoid losing the XP is to create, of course, the experience crystals. So to begin with, well, it's going to be quite simple. Simply we need glass, we need emeralds, and we need a bottle of enchanting, which is pretty easy to make. It's not that difficult. So let me show you how we are going to do this straight away. If we go to the experience crystal, we are going to get to the bottle of enchanting, which is going to be the most required one, and then we are going to use the force rod with any enchanted book. Now, enchanted books, you can find them very easily, especially during the quest line, so you should have one by now for sure. So what we're going to need, well, as you can see, we are going to need force ingots, and as you can see, we can actually get a lot of those. So I'm going to get a couple of those here and there. What else are we going to need to create the bottle of enchantment? What we are going to need else? We are going to need a force nugget, and you know what? I'm going to create an additional 2 of those, and one of those can just go there, and we are going to create some nuggets. There you have it. And with that, we should be able now to create the bottle as well. We are going to need, of course, the rod. Well, the rod is here. Thank you very much. And I'm pretty sure that we already have here enchantment books, and you can use any type of enchantment book, enchanted book that you have. We have lots of those, if you remember correctly. There you have it. Now we have one enchanted book and the force rod, and if I remember correctly, you put them together to create the bottle of enchanting. Okay, so there you have it. Now we have plenty of those as well, and with that, well, it will be just too easy to create it. One thing that we are not having at the moment is black concrete. Now, to create black concrete, we are going to need water essences, and to get water essences, well, we are going to need water seeds, and this is where we are going to start working with a mystical agriculture. And to do that, as you can see, well, we are going to need a prosperity seed base, which we already have plenty of those, and I'll show you in a minute what I done with that. We are going to need inferior essences. We killed so many mobs that we have plenty of those. And we are going to need water agglomerations, and to do agglomerations, well, look at that. We need a water, a gravel, clay, and dirt. So it's not going to be that difficult to create 4 of those, I don't believe. We need another bucket of water, so that's not going to be difficult at all, because we have water everywhere, so that is not going to be difficult at all. By the way, I need to remove this at some point, but well, we haven't done it yet, so that's what I'm saying. Let me just grab the bucket back into the system, and now we are going to be able to create an additional one. Simple as that. So there you have it. Now, in terms of going back into the concrete, as you can see, water essences we are going to need. We are going to need as well a system to create these things. And I think that the seed reprocessing cube is going to be this blocking here. It's going to be the most easiest to use. So we are going to make that in a second. But going back to the water seed, well, now we have 4 of those. We have 4 inferior essences and the prosperity shards. Let's do it very quickly, guys. And something else I done is to create this new island in here, which is going to be another flourishing, like it's on that side in there, if you remember correctly. And before we carry on with this experiment, please like, comment, and subscribe. It will be lovely for you to support the channel. If you could, only thing that you need to do is to click that subscribe button. And the notification bell as well, please. Thank you. All right, so let's go back to it very quickly. And if we go into the water essence as well, we need to make sure how we do these seeds very quickly. It's going to be 4 and 4. Okay, so we are going to need the water agglomeratics and the inferior essences. And look at this, my goodness, how many we have. So many of those we already have. My goodness, my goodness. Okay, so we are going to need those, and we are going to need as well, if I remember correctly, my goodness, what we are going to need is, of course, the prosperity seed base, which we already have some. As you can see, very easy to make anyway, so there you have it. We can actually grab them. Okay, so let's do this thing very quickly and see if we can actually make some sense of this. We are going to place there and there. We are going to get into the other 2 sides in here as well. And then we are going to get the water, agglomeratic or whatever you call it. And we are going to place them there and there. We have all of them done. Oh, it's one missing here. There you have it. And then we are going to get the prosperity seed in here. And there you have it. Look at this. It's going to create, of course, the water seed. So there you have it. Now we have a water seed. How cool is that? Thank you very much. We have a nice water seed. And as you can see, we have as well unlocked a quest line. So how this works? Well, let me show you. Once you get into the quest, and we are talking about, of course, mystical agriculture. There's a few things that you can do, of course. Obviously, it's starting the quest line. Follow those is very important. But one thing that we need to do is to create infusion altar and 8 infusion pedestals, which, by the way, we don't, and we are going to get some prosperity shards, which we have plenty, because we are doing the sieving. So that was important to do the sieving as well. So this is very important. And once you place down the infusion altar, automatically it's going to tell you where you need to put the infusion pedestals. Very important. Once you finish that, the only thing you need is a redstone signal, like I use in this occasion, dust and a lever. Of course, you can actually use a red stone torch. That will do as well. All that good stuff. So there you have it. That's the way it works. So now we have this water seed. So what we do with it? Well, what we're going to do is to create a seed reprocessor, which I think is really important that we do that. Okay, so the only thing that we are going to need to do this thing is going to be a machine frame, which is very easily done. Thank you very much. Let's go back to it. We are going to need an iron hose. We can do 2, 1 and 2. Thank you very much. Let me grab that one there as well. And finally, we are going to need thulium ingots, which this is quite interesting to do this thing. But we have thulium dust, if you remember from sieving, and we can actually do prosperity ingots. So we are going to do 1 and 2 prosperity ingots in there. Let's get the thulium dust, I think that we have in here as well. It's going to be interesting to have them. Let me place everything that I don't need at this point out there. Let me grab all this out of here. So we know what we're doing, my friends. Let's see if we can actually get some thulium in here. I'm pretty sure we have plenty of that from the... Oh, look at this. Thulium dust. We have plenty in here. Okay, so we are going to need 2 of these fellas in here. And why can we not do more than 1? Oh, there you have it. Look. Now we can create the seed reprocessor. Oh, we need another thulium ingot. Okay, so let me check very quickly how we are going to do this. And why cannot... Oh, yeah, it's the second one in there. Okay, so now we can actually create the seed reprocessor. Let me show you very quickly how to do this. And it's actually very simple. The only thing that you need with this is some power. So you know what? I think I'm going to bring it back again to this place in here. And I'm going to hook it up right there. This thing should... Oh, yeah, look at that. And once it's placed, my friends, well, the only thing that we need to do is right-click on it. We can actually use bone meal as a manner of fuel, I believe. We are going to place the seed in there. And as you can see, slowly start creating the essence that we are going to need. So very simple, as you can see. And with that, my friends, we are going to be able to have 2 water essences. So very simple. By the way, if I know that you can actually use bone meal in here, because if you refer to the actual planning here, let me show you very quickly how to do this. We go back to the water essence, and as you can see, you can actually use, of course, any type of seed processor. You can see, but if you go to the garden clutch, for example, you can use a slag, and you can use nitrate dust, salt, pepper, whatever you want, including, of course, the bone meal. So that is how I work it out, should you be questioning that. So there you have it. Now we have, of course, a water essence as well. And with that, we should pretty much be able to create this thing, which I am really interested in creating, of course. So what are we going to need? Well, we are going to need some glowing glass, which is not going to be too bad to create. And definitely we are going to need the black concrete. So let's make them. With that, my friends, it's time to get the experience crystal going. So there you have it. We have experience crystal. Let me show you how this thing works, because it's actually quite interesting. And as you can see, we have 40 levels there, and I definitely want to save those experience points, because I don't want to die and lose all of it. So you know what, I'm going to place it somewhere around here if I can. Maybe, what can we put this thing, guys? You know what, I don't think that I'm going to need this. Oh, we have plenty of stuff in here as well. Oh, we another enchanted book that we have in there. Let me pick all this up. Well, remove the chest. Oh my goodness, and that is the way it goes. Let me just make sure that we have everything out in here that we are not going to need, and I'll show you how to do this thing. Okay, and with that said, let's place it down there, right click on it, and as you can see, experience crystals, you can actually store all levels right there. You can see we have 40 levels. So now on my hotbar, we don't have any levels. Now, if you need any level for whatever reason, you can actually take levels back. Like now we have 4, so if I want to take another 2, that will be 6, and you can actually take in increments of 10, or retrieve all of them should you want to. So I'm going to put everything back, and now I have stored here the 40 levels that we have. So in case we died, well, we are not going to lose anything. Now, before we go, though, in this episode, something else I want to show you, of course, don't miss this one, is the knowledge of death. That's going to be really important. And as you can see, we have a compendium in here, which can convert zombie villagers to villagers by using the Ankh. So let me show you how this works. So every time that you die, you will have a knowledge of death experience points, and you can actually use them in different types of traits that you can actually have. For example, the alchemist will give you a percentage in potions duration, so that's a really good one. The concentration will give you some casting speed. That's really cool if you play some type of mage build or whatever you want to do with it. Gladiator, additional damage dealt and less damage suffered. That's pretty cool. We have the Dayla, of course, the Jailer, I would say, and it's a chance to get an enchanting key on death should you want to go down that route. Experience, of course, you can actually retain the experience if you died, but I don't want that because now I already have the experience crystal, so to me it's much better to apply points to someone else. Necromancer, chance that control undead will become a spellcaster, so you can actually play with this as much as you want. Rune Scribe as well, chance to not consume but tablet use. Scribe, 2 enchantments extracted, thank you very much. Shadow Walker, discretion, you get a chance of the undead. You have different things, of course, the Witch Doctor, but I think that one day I would like to apply to is this one actually, and I have 4 points in here, and now we have 2% additional damage dealt and plus 2% less damage suffered, so that's pretty cool indeed. So there you have it. Play with this a bit as well. And finally, guys, before we finish the episode, something else I want to show you is very, very useful that I have already been using is this mason table. That's really, really cool thing to use as well. So let me go back to, there you have it. Now I think that we are going to be able to do this. We are going to need a crafting table, which is very easy to make. And we are going to get this mason table going. And there you have it, a mason table it is. And let me show you why this can be so cool. So I already have it here because as you can see, I've been building with a polished diorite and all that good stuff, and the way that you obtain those blocks is by using the mason table. So look at that. Let me see if I can grab very quickly maybe some cobalt stone. I'm pretty sure that we have plenty in here. Yes, we do, thank you very much. I grab just a stack in there. And you right click on it and you can see this interface, which is pretty cool. And the only thing you need to do is just shift click on it, and look at this now. Look at this, the amount of different blocks that you can actually do on the mason table. And of course, you can do this with any type of a block. Look at this, my goodness. This is polished cobblestone. In my case, I used obviously polished diorite. This is really cool, guys. Look, you can actually make really, really nice stuff, especially if you are into building, so keep that in mind as well. And I wanted to give you another little tip like this one, because little things like this are forgotten sometimes between the mods and big mod packs, and I think that this is critical for you guys to know should you want to build really cool stuff. And with that, my friends, I think that we reached the end of the episode. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next daily upload, guys. Until then, take great care.